The Tin Man of Oz complained that he lacked a heart. In fact, he also lacked a Forest Master tool. The sliding, slatted structure directs the falling tree in the opposite direction of the woodsman. Of course, nothing can be done without prior preparation, including cutting the tree and cutting a groove for the stop. Then the hand-driven hydraulics come into play. As the piston straightens, it drops the tree. The task is completed, and the risks are minimized. By the way, the Forest Master can also be used as an ordinary jack. If you have to deal not only with thin maples but also with thick poplars, it will help to stack logs into more or less even log piles. Peeling off old wallpaper or 10 coats of paint is not an easy task. Of course, the path of least resistance suggests that it's better to give up and do the 11th coat. But do professionals do that? Absolutely not. They opt for a 3-disc EPF router. It acts fast and as cleanly as possible for a router. Like a C-clam, it sucks on the wall and scrapes off the old coating. And the paint debris is sucked up through a hose into a device that works like a home vacuum cleaner. The maximum penetration depth of EPF 200, 3 blades is 0.2 inches, but no one forbids to go over the same place several times. This device is a direct competitor of the previous one. The roller from Wagner is designed to apply paint in places where you don't want to leave unnecessary marks. It differs from cheap rollers and construction store rollers in that it doesn't need to be dipped into a tray. The paint is pumped into a bulb under the handle and delivered directly to the spool under a slight pressure. Dense plastic covers on the sides of the roller protect door jambs, window frames, and furniture from paint splashes. Accordingly, the tedious preliminary work of covering the interior with newspapers loses all meaning. The cost of the roller is $25. What to do if the plastic pipe is not stretched on the connection? The only way out is to expand it, but with what? Simple heating can damage the plastic, making it leaky. Handy tools inserted into the hole will create the wrong pressure and again provoke damage. The expansion toolkit comes to the rescue. The worker is required to put a protective ring on top of the pipe and insert the spout of the tool inside. A flick of a switch and the cone-shaped spout begins to rotate and expand. After 45 minutes under pressure, the pipe should take the desired size. The expansion toolkit costs $500. German engineers have once again perfected what seemed impossible to perfect. The magnetic attachment on the screwdriver bit allows the screw to be held securely, eliminating problems with balancing the screw. A fine height adjustment helps you determine how deep you need to plant it. It is convenient to monitor the process through a window in the plastic ring. A stainless steel Torx bit is included. It prevents damage to the head of the screw, which usually becomes the cause of rust. The bit costs about $11. This plastic pipe welder is exactly twice as efficient as the ones lying on the bottom shelves in construction hypermarkets. It works not only with the inserted pipe, but also with the receiving plug or adapter. The body of the device has 3 sleeves for pipes of different diameters. On the left, the pipe itself is inserted and the device melts its upper edge, and on the right, the adapter or plug is put on and the device softens the plastic inside. 5 seconds and everything is ready for gluing. Who wants to try to break such a connection? The cost of the machine is $79. A real man always knows in which drawer his drill set is stored. Thick, thin, who knows when they may come in handy in the household? Of course, drills should be sharp and ready for any task. But sharpening a drill bit with the same machine as a kitchen knife is unrealistic. The compact sharpener from Sparta defies a common problem. The device is attached to the drill itself and uses its pull to sharpen the drill bit. The sharpener is designed for all the most popular drill bit sizes. Inside is an ordinary sharpening stone. When it starts to wear off, it is recommended to put in a new one. The price of the sharpener is $6.5. Getting the wires in neatly is a science. Of course, the most aesthetically pleasing option is to hide them all under the skirting board. However, if we are talking about an office space where old and new cables are constantly being removed, it is necessary to look for a simpler solution. For these purposes, a special stapler is created. It fits in one hand. The force of pressing is regulated by a lever. The manufacturer claims that the stapler withstands shocks and falls, does not overheat, and does not jam. True, it works only with staples of the company Klein. The cost of the stapler is $40. Everyone who has cut laminate flooring is well aware of the complexities of this process. Sawing laminates with a manual hacksaw is hard and time-consuming. An electric jigsaw digs into the material with such speed that it can tear off thin connectors. But finally, there is a device that cuts laminate and parquet neatly. The Pro Multifloor cutter works like a guillotine. The knife descends onto the board and slices it like butter. There is no noise, no sawdust, and no beveled edges. If guests are wondering how they manage to lay the floors so neatly, they can safely reply that the technology has been tried and tested since Louis XVI. You don't have to be a bricklayer to get the perfect coat of putty. Just buy a British Quick-Point turbo spray gun. It is mounted on a drill and carefully squeezes out of the narrow nozzle of the mixed solution. Freshly softened putty evenly fills the cracks in the masonry. The manufacturer recommends using a drill with a speed of 1,000 to 1,500 revolutions per minute, powered from a socket, but a battery bottom line will do. When using it, it's important to watch the gun to make sure it doesn't clog. The Quick-Point Turbo has been for sale for well over a year, so there are plenty of reviews. The starting price of the gun is about $285. Uncoiling a cable drum weighing 1.5 tons is another puzzle for a construction worker. Of course, you could roll it around the workshop, but the Department of Labor Protection would probably object. A way out was found by the company Cablemat. They invented a treadmill for coils. It is in the form of two small platforms 30 inches long and 11 inches wide. One worker with a ruler in his pocket is enough to transport and install them. The platforms fit exactly under the protruding sides of the spool and rotate smoothly on smooth bearings. All a person has to do is turn on the cable pulling machine and play the Limp Bizkit song Keep Rollin'. Directional air works wonders. It lifts airplanes, entertains a skydiver in an aero tube, and of course, helps fight moisture and dust. Milwaukee's simple vacuum cleaner attachment is designed to knock foam and drip off your car after washing. The nozzle is designed with two types of attachments, bolt-on and snap-on. All you have to do is hook it to your vacuum cleaner and declare war on moisture. The cost of the attachment is $5. City dwellers are constantly watching utility workers opening manholes. This is an entire special operation that requires coordinated action. The first specialist picks up the manhole with a crowbar, the second intercepts it and rolls it aside. The lift plaque invention helps to simplify this task. With it, even one utility worker can easily move the manhole. It is enough to roll up the cart, hook the cover with a magnet, and pull it out. Lift plaque avoids back strain when lifting loads of up to 240 pounds. With a maximum permissible weight of 990 pounds, it is better to work in a team. The authors of the project guarantee that the magnet will not lose its pull after many years of service. The device is painted in red and yellow colors, which makes it more visible on the road for the safety of workers. Another device on today's list that will interest the professional and surprise the average viewer is the steel plate clamp. The design includes a body, a cam, and a pin. The function of the lifting shackle is performed by the cam itself, providing a reliable fixation of the load during lifting. Before using the clamp, the thickness of the sheets to be lifted should be measured. Careful work likes precision. Having set the dimensions, driven in and secured the pin on the backside, you can start lifting. The sheets are held by the pressure created by their own weight. No electricity, just the laws of physics. The Makita electric earth drill is indispensable for building fences, sheds, and other garden infrastructure on piles. It will save a lot of time for those who are going to work with a shovel. It is also suitable for geologists, for example, for tasks related to the collection of soil samples. But you have to remember that the drill is aggressive. It is ruthless to the earth it throws out. It is sold in 2 sets with a 36-volt battery and a pair of 40-volt batteries. The drill operates in 3 modes: slow with up to 400 revolutions per minute, fast up to 1,500 revolutions per minute, and cleaning mode. Manufacturers assure that the drill is not afraid of frost and moisture. The price for it starts from $1,000. What sets the ESAB Renegade Volt apart from its competitors is that there are no wires running to it. Is it necessary to explain that welding is the most energy-consuming process? The authors of the project delicately keep silent about the time that the device can withstand on a single charge, but proudly note that it is able to deliver up to 150 amperes, and from the outlet as much as 200 amperes. In total, the unit is equipped with 4 ESAB-based batteries, which are assembled in a separate unit. The unit is attached to the block with snap fasteners. It accelerates instantly, and thanks to the constant current, provides an even seam. Of course, there is a display, but how to look at it through the mask? The price for the Renegade Volt starts at about $4,000. This novelty will be appreciated by employees of large industrial enterprises. It will be especially useful where there are no gantry and overhead cranes, or maybe there are, but they are already used in production. Electric hoist, or simply put rafters, perfectly crawls on the chain and drags loads. When assembled, it is housed in a special case. The kit includes the rafter itself, the remote, and the chain. There are no cables because the device works from a battery. The maximum distance that the remote control signal penetrates is 59 feet. Some people will find it not enough, while others will find it enough to lift the pipe under the ceiling of the workshop. The wind is whipping your hair, the wheels are rustling nicely on the ground, and the engine is revving up. No romance, it's just a description of routine work in the backyard, but not with ordinary garden tools, but with a wheelbarrow from Makita, which looks like a real off-roader. It has a wicked tread, a payload capacity of up to 300 pounds, and 3 travel speeds. It runs on 2 18-volt batteries. However, in the hill, the wheelbarrow cannot transfer more than 390 pounds of cargo, and the built-in hydraulics tilts the body only at 75 degrees. It is necessary to bring the mechanism manually up to a full 110 degrees. The wheelbarrow has all 4 wheels because 2 wheels cannot hold such a beast.